Hello, everybody, and welcome to the spring wrap-up edition of the Panther Pregame. I'm Anthony Evangelista, and we'll be highlighting some of the current subjects in HPU athletics, with the first being the High Point men's basketball team. Just over a week ago, head coach Alan Huss announced that he would be stepping down from his position to take the head coach in waiting job at his alma mater, Creighton. I had the absolute pleasure of being the first public interview with Coach Huss after the news broke, in which he emphasized the importance of being remembered here at High Point.
I hope they remember relentless effort. We came in and the infrastructure was in place in a lot of ways, but we just, it was a different world then from a recruiting standpoint. So I hope we elevated the brand. I hope we represented the university in a first-class manner. And, I hope they remember me personally as just giving every possible thing I could to the university for my 2 years there. Maybe more importantly than anything, I hope they remember me as someone that shared their values. I've talked about it to a lot of people. It's pretty awesome when you can go to work every day and truly believe in everything that the university stands for. And I've been fortunate to be able to do that here at Creighton. I love the messaging. I love the alignment. And, every time we stood there before a game and every one of our players has their hands over their heart, and it made me tear up a little bit, and just having the courage to be able to do that at High Point was awesome.
With Coach Huss handing over the reins to associate head coach Flynn Clayman, the Panthers look to come into next season with the same fire that they had this year. We'll now be throwing it over to the women's basketball team, where my friend Jonah Aylwine has a story on Nevaeh Zavala and the squad. Take it away, Jonah.
The High Point Panthers women's basketball team recently made March Madness for the second time in program history. They were led by junior forward Nevaeh Zavala.
Nevaeh Zavala averaged 10.4 points and another 5.7 rebounds per game last season. She nearly doubled her averages from the sophomore to junior year. This past season, she recorded 14 double-digit scoring games. Zavala was named All-Conference in the Big South as she made the first team. The 6-foot forward also made the Big South Conference tournament team. Zavala was the team leader in total points, free throws, rebounds, and blocks. She is a player who will extend offensive possessions that can win you those crucial games down the stretch. She scored a career-high 33 points against Longwood this past January. Her post-game play stands out in the conference and is one to look out for next season.
Expect Zavala to make a big jump once again in the 2025-2026 season, as the Panthers will look to make March Madness once again. I'm Jonah Aylwine, now on to Faith Wolpert with men's lacrosse.
At Vert Stadium, it was a day to remember for grad student Jeb Brenfleck, and a huge win for High Point University men's lacrosse. Brenfleck showed out on senior night, scoring 3 goals and dishing out an assist, tying his career high and leading the charge for the Panthers. Down 7-4 at halftime to 14th-ranked St. Joseph's, High Point found a second-half spark. Led by Brenfleck's offensive push, the Panthers clawed their way back, outscoring the Hawks 7-2 in the second half to secure the 11-9 upset win. With the win, High Point improves to 6-7 overall and 3-1 in the A10, sitting second in the conference with 1 game left. The Panthers now set their sights on St. Bonaventure this weekend. A win could lock in their spot and their opponent in the A10 semifinals on May 1st. Now let's hear from Jimmy Rosselli on the women's lacrosse team.
Thanks, Faith. Outside Vert Stadium, the women's lacrosse program has had an incredible season thus far, and it's all thanks to the senior trio in Mandy Brokamp, Esprit Cha, and Allie Connolly. Those 3 have had incredible careers here at High Point, and they credit all the success to head coach Lindsay Boswell.
My experience playing for Coach Boz has been the best experience I've ever had in my life. She's become such an important factor in my life, such an important role model. I look up to her for life advice, lacrosse advice, really anything. We've grown such a relationship here together, and she will be at my wedding. She will be in my life forever.
Coach Boz, ever since coming here, she's pushed us all in ways that I never could have expected before coming here. From like the challenge days just to like putting obstacles in front of us that you don't think you'll be able to overcome, and then actually doing it, I feel like has given me so much confidence. And she pushes us every single day and teaches us valuable lessons that we can take into the real world with us.
Coach Boswell, she's one of the best coaches I've ever had in my entire life, if not the best. I love how she pushes you to literally be the best version of yourself. I've accomplished things and have done hard workouts or made it through hard practices, hard games that I didn't necessarily believe in myself going into it, but she helps you know that you can do anything that you put your mind to. So I think that's one of the best things about Coach Boswell. I also love how she uses she has a strong set of core values that drive the way she acts and the way she coaches.
The senior trio looks to end their career on a high point in the Big South tournament just a week away. It should be very fun to watch, and we wish them the best of luck in the biggest tournament of their careers. Let's send it to the other side of Hurt Stadium to Ben Shetland for more.
Thanks, Jimmy. Right here on this track, the HPU men's and women's track and field team has been breaking records. This season has been one that they're not going to forget for a while. Obviously, there's been a lot of greatness here, but one of the events that has been the most great, having multiple athletes score in the top 50 in the NCAAs, is the heptathlon.
We call ourselves multis just because we do different events, whether it's indoor season or outdoor season. I started that back in middle school. I did some of the events, so I did long jump and pole vault and hurdles in middle school. And then one of my friends said, hey, there's this thing called the decathlon this summer after school season was over. If you want to do that with me, I'm going to be doing it. And then I did it that summer, and then he and I both qualified for the Junior Olympics from that, and then went and competed there, and then I just did that ever since. Okay, so a heptathlon for men is specific to indoor season. So and it's 7 different events. That's the heptathlon. So on day 1, you do the 60-meter dash, you do long jump, you do shot put, and you do high jump. And then you go home, you go to the hotel, you do whatever, and you recover. And then you come back the next day and you do the remaining 3 events, which are 60-meter hurdles, pole vault, and the 1,000-meter run.
David Cavano had an amazing indoor season with the heptathlon, finishing within the top 50 in the NCAAs. Not only that, but his teammate Cole Wilson finished at NCAA regionals.
Yeah, especially coming here, we have a family, and it's kind of like having, I don't have the personal experience, but for what I'm seeing, it's like having a big group of brothers. We don't always get along perfectly, but we're always there to push each other, and we care about each other deep down under the surface, despite the sarcasm that comes out sometimes. But I think it's just a willingness to compete daily with one another, but compete in a way that's not, necessarily compete in a way that's trying to push each other to be better. I guess that's the way to word it. But no, it's been awesome. Everybody has their own strengths and weaknesses with the variety of events that we do.
The thing that makes the track and field program and the cross-country program here at High Point University is the camaraderie and the teamwork that has to happen in order to push one another to be better and to qualify in more events.
It holds us to a high standard for sure of we are a top school in the nation, we need to perform well at these meets. And also, moving forward, it helps us gain interest from other talented multis who see, oh, High Point's ranked number 4, let me reach out to them because I'm a good multi, I want to come to the school. So we've got a lot of transfers from other good schools looking to come to High Point because of our caliber that we performed at for the last couple years.
The indoor season was such a success, but now that we're outside, there's more to come, and that will come in the next couple of weeks as the track and field season doesn't end until the middle of June if some of the athletes can continue to go far in the NCAAs. Next up, Alexa, Brian, I'll toss it over to you.
Thanks, Ben. And I'm Brian Hanway alongside
Alexa Eady.
And today we had the opportunity of interviewing 2 of High Point's baseball players, Braden Simpson and Wade Walton. Braden Simpson is 8th in the country in home runs hit this year and leads the Big South in RBIs as High Point's cleanup hitter. And Alexa, you had the opportunity to interview Wade Walton, who is amongst one of the best pitchers in the Big South Conference this year. What can you elaborate on what you guys talked about?
Of course, Wade and I just talked a little bit about his preseason prep for his incoming freshman season and a little bit more about what his post-collegiate baseball plans are, whether that be going for a grad year or getting drafted. And yeah, the two were super awesome to interview, very nice people. But coming up next, you'll hear a little bit more about what they had to say.
Coming off a year where Braden was one of the key players to last year's Big South Championship season, I asked him what type of goals did he have for himself and for his team this year.
Yeah, I'll kind of break this down individually and then as a team. I think individually I just kind of wanted to take a step up from last year. Kind of a personal goal was to be Big South Player of the Year. So that was kind of my individual goals. And then as a team, it was to build on the program we established last year. I think a lot of leadership left last year, but we also retained a lot of leadership. So kind of being able to build on what we did last year and then being able to hopefully take another step and maybe win a regional this year.
This year, Simpson is one of the best hitters in the Big South Conference. I asked him, compared to last year, what type of different approaches does he take at the plate this year?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't say it was a change of an approach, but almost more of a confidence level. I think being able at the end of the year last year, I really kind of figured out who I was as a hitter, and then I've been able to kind of just carry that on into this year and be able to even grow and just grow into my body a little bit more and be a little bit more physical.
With many new transfers coming in, I asked Braden how proud was he of the new guys that have stepped in and contributed to High Point's success.
Yeah, I mean, there really aren't enough words to kind of give them enough praise for stepping into this lineup and taking such a big role. But I think it's a lot to what the program does here as well. I think we've been able to work on certain things with everybody that kind of allows for growth. I think a lot of the swing decision stuff we do here, a lot of stuff like that, allows for growth from new guys, young guys, guys who have been here. But I think, yeah, like enough words can't be said about being able to step into this lineup and perform. I think we truly are one of the best offenses in the country, and I think there's probably 14 or 15 guys on this roster that deserve to be in the lineup, not just the 9 guys who are.
Just recently, head coach Joey Hammond earned his 100th career win as head coach. I asked Braden how much that meant to him and his teammates.
Yeah, in all honesty, not enough words can be said about Joey. He's awesome. He's probably one of the greatest coaches I've ever played for from a relationship standpoint and a knowledge of the game standpoint. He embraces us as much as we embrace him. So I think it's awesome to have a coach who's so invested in the players. And the 100th career win, which honestly none of us really knew what was going on until it had happened. I don't think he wanted to put any pressure on us, but no, it's a huge accomplishment for him, and it shows you from where he's been able to bring me from my freshman year to now, and also from this team my freshman year till now. I mean, we barely won. We barely 500. I don't even think we were 500 my freshman year, and now we're competing in regionals, hopefully.
With the Big South tournament coming up and with hopes of repeating, I asked Braden, what type of mentality will the team take this year as the Big South tournament comes up on May 21st?
Yeah, I think it's honestly a good thing. I think even in conference play this year, we've already gotten everybody's best. Everybody kind of looks at us as the forerunner of the conference, so they want to give us their best and try to come out and win against us. I think we've already experienced that a little bit and how it's going to be a little bit different than from last year to this year. We're not going to surprise anybody. But I think it's also a great thing. I think we know what we're getting from everybody else, and we got to go out there and just play the game we know how to play. And I think our coaching staff talks about this a lot, but it's not necessarily us versus them. It's us against the game. So it's kind of playing that faceless opponent and kind of just playing the game the way it's supposed to be played no matter who you're playing. I think obviously there'll be a little bit more excitement for the conference tournament, so I think just getting through those first couple innings are important. But after that, I think it's just rely on what we've relied on all year, trust the offense, know the pitching staff's good enough to get us there, and then just play.
Freshman standout Wade Walton has made an immediate impact on the mound, already earning Big South Pitcher of the Week honors 3 times this season. Walton credits much of his early success to the foundation built in his training. It's clear that the work behind the scenes is paying off.
Start off the fall early through a lot. 3 bullpens a week to start off. Got the arm in conditioned. Threw in a lot of inter squads in the fall. And then, took a little bit of a break Christmas time and came back preseason, did the same thing over and over again.
Mental toughness has also been a defining trait in Wade's game. Whether it's closing out a tight inning or bouncing back from adversity, he stays calm and locked in under pressure.
Honestly, you just gotta know that you're here for a reason. Pitching in Division I baseball, you're here for a reason. You're good enough to be here. You just gotta sometimes take a deep breath, know you belong here, and that's what's gotten me a lot of success.
College-level competition can be overwhelming, but Wade says the transition has been made easier thanks to teammates and the coaching staff.
It's a lot different. Pitching in high school, obviously the players aren't very good, but it was expected coming in here. Jerry always says, college hitters, they hit, you're going to give up hits, you're going to give up home runs, you're going to give up runs. It's just part of the game.
Wade is focused on what lies ahead. He's setting goals for what not only can elevate his own performance, but push the team towards success.
Well, the main goal I would say is to get drafted. That should be a goal for really every Division I baseball player, collegiate baseball player, in my opinion. My overall goal is to be All-American, freshman All-American, Big South Freshman of the Year. I'd say that's pretty attainable.
That's it for our spring wrap-up show. Again, I'm Alexa Eady.
And I'm Brian Hanway.
And we'll see you again next year. This is it for Panther Pregame.